Yo, what is up guys? And we are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Now I've been meaning to get to this video for a while now, but I just, hey, IRL stuff, right? So I'm going to go ahead and drop it now, considering there's not a ton going on Global Dokkan. We of course got the news that LR God Goku and Hit will be getting their own banner, a special Dragon Carnival banner, right? Dragon Festival double rates banner. So the best yellow coin LR is going to be featured on a double rates banner, man. That is hype AF. I'm very, very pleased with that. And as a global player, I mean, I would imagine all of you are pleased with that. So what I want to do in this video today, however, is talk about kind of a little bit of the history of the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration, kind of where it came from and where I think it's headed, right? So you look at Dragon Ball Heroes, right? So this is the very first banner. Now this was a guaranteed featured SSR per multi-summon with only 7 units, right? So there's no pool of unfeatured. It's just straight up guaranteed featured. It's a pool of 7. So, relatively, if you're a whale, relatively easy to rainbow these units. And this is back in November of 2017. So this is, you're about a year into the hidden potential system, right? So, a lot of, content creators at this point, at least the successful ones, were rainbowing units, right? Or at least getting a couple of dupes in their units, right? So you kind of look back here. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between this and the timeline of events. So let's go ahead and check out the actual celebration itself. Ah, yes, here we are. By the way, the Dokkan Wiki, man, I love the new way that they've organized this, man. This is so good. So good. So big shout out to the Dokkan Wiki and just the continued work they just do all the time over there. So, but this is like the dark age of Dokkan, right? So if we look at y'all were complaining about, and myself included, right? We complain about content all the time, right? Look at the content for November of 2017, man. That's it. You get a Dokkan event, right? Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. You've got a couple of lesser units to Dokkan Awaken, so the SR AGL Bardock, and that kind of thing. And you've got one story event, and this is the very first Extreme Z battle, the very first EZA. So this was huge. But anytime before this, you just have basically a story event and a Dokkan event, and maybe one free-to-play unit that sucks, right? Free-to-play units are not like what they are now. Right, free-to-play units, some of them are borderline, I don't know, top 50 units in the game, or top 20 units, top 30, whatever you want to say, like LR Master Roshi, the new LR Kaioken Goku on the JP side, right? Some of these units are just absolutely, batshit insane crazy, even at free-to-play. So, but anyway, so this was it. I mean, this was it in terms of content, and you can see. Now, it was commonplace back in 2017 and before, of course, but it was commonplace for units to go, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or for Dragon Ball Heroes units, even now, 2 years in between Dokkan Awakenings. So I think that you guys are going to be able to pick up on these patterns, right? So these new cards, you've got these 3 new cards. Where are the other ones? Alright, so I found the other cards. I was a little perplexed there because I actually did not know that these 4 units came out basically a full year and 2 months before the other 3 units. So again, as I mentioned, it was relatively commonplace for units to go, many months or even a full calendar year or several years in some cases between their release and then their Dokkan Awakening. Usually not more than a year, but y'all know how Dokkan is, right? They like to string shit along as long as they can, right? So here we are back on the summon screen. So again, this was it. This was the very first Dragon Ball Heroes, quote-unquote, the Dragon Ball Heroes collab with the banner, right? So, but then let's go ahead and move on. As we know, before we move on, these 7 characters just got EZAs. So let's go ahead and move on to the characters of 2018. The Super Dragon Ball Heroes banner of 2018, right? Now, this crop of units are pretty good, right? So you've got, again, Super Saiyan 3 Goku specifically is really, really good, particularly post-Dokkan Awakening. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, he can seal and he can kind of hit hard, but he's definitely aged a bit. You've got the Supreme Opie of Time with her massive supportability. And then you've got the Black Mask Saiyan and the Dark Mask King, right? They actually make a pretty good rotation. I believe they share, is it 6 of 7 or maybe 7 of 7 links? Make a pretty good rotation, but again, I think it's relatively safe to say that next year, again, I kind of want to make this video a little bit of a history of the banners, but, you know, kind of looking ahead to next year's Dragon Ball Heroes celebration and what we could get from it. So I think looking ahead to next year, these units, these 7 units you see before you, are going to be getting Extreme Z Awakenings. Now, I know that seems kind of crazy, and maybe they will indeed do something else. I mean, it is possible that they don't. Maybe they only give EZAs to the Supreme Opie and then the Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta, right? Because legitimately, Dark Mask King and then Black Mask Saiyan, they just got their Dokkan Awakenings in 2020, right? They were just featured on a banner, right? So they, last year, you know, just a calendar year ago. So, but I think it is pretty safe to say that at least a few of those units will be getting EZAs. And then, of course, you know, we see the other, you know, the other banner cards here. Again, this was guaranteed featured. And then again, it was 100% featured and 0% non-featured, right? So if you missed out, oh, no, here we go. No, I'm sorry. So, it was still a 7-to-3 ratio, right? So 7% featured versus unfeatured. So, again, and then you kind of look at the units, right? So, this is the first one that ever came to global, right? So, these units actually introduced the Dragon Ball Heroes category. And you had Cumber, Fu, and Golden Cooler get their Dokkan Awakenings from the story event that came out that had the free-to-play Cumber. And he was the first free-to-play Dragon Ball Heroes unit, by the way. And then you had the Dokkan Awakenings for Xeno Goku, Xeno Vegeta, and then the Supreme Opie of Time. And then, of course, you know, Vegeks, Gohanks, and then Adult Gotenks all got their Dokkan Awakenings just this year. So, again, they always space them out 2 years apart, for the most part, right? I guess except in 2018, right? So, but they get their Dokkan Awakenings. I mean, what else is there to report? I think that it would be likely, I would say it would be likely, that maybe they take a couple of units from this class and a couple of units from this class and EZA them, right? Maybe you take the Cumber, the Fu, and the Golden Cooler, and you give them EZAs. And then maybe you give Xeno Goku, Xeno Vegeta, and then the Supreme Opie and Demigra, let's say. You give all 3 of them, right? Or all 4 of them, all 7 of them EZAs, right? You could split it up that way. Again, just considering the way that they do things, right? The constant release of the Dokkan Awakening 2 years after they were on banners, right? I think it's very, very clear that these units, even post-Dokkan Awakening, every last one of them needed EZAs, right? And then I would definitely say that all of these units here, the Cumber, the Fu, and the Golden Cooler, they all need EZAs. I mean, I hate to say it, like, Golden Cooler is like a decent little support unit. You know, you've got Cumber who, like, greatly lowers attack and stuff. Fu can seal, but, like, they're all, like, you're not using these guys, really, right? So I think that it would be wise to maybe take a couple here, couple there, and maybe do that, a big EZA, right? And then again, oh yeah, there was another Dragon Ball Heroes collab when the World Mission came out, right? So that was actually the first one that came to global, right? Where it released the Xeno Goku, Xeno Vegeta, Sealess, that you guys can see on the bottom here, and then the Great Saiyaman 3, right? So that was also a thing, so keep that in mind too. So the Great Saiyaman 3 and Sealess, they could definitely use EZAs as well. So let's go ahead and move on to 2020. Now, this was the first Dragon Ball Heroes banner that I kind of went a little bit ham on, probably a little too ham, right? So Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, and then Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. Now, again, pretty safe to assume Bardock and Gohan will be getting EZAs here very soon, right? Or not EZAs, damn it. Dokkan Awakenings, they'll be getting them next year, right? So the next year for Dragon Ball Heroes, they will be getting their Dokkan Awakenings. So they are going to be absolutely bananas, dude, upon Dokkan Awakening. In the same way that the Rebellu and the, possessed Supreme Kai of Time, right, are going to be wild, dude. So he's, like, super effective against all types and shit. Like, he does, like, some really, really nice stuff when you've got a lot of crossover category allies on the team. Yeah, and then he's super effective against all types when his HP is 80% or more, and he gets a crit if your HP is 90% or more. This guy is wild and crazy, and this Gohan, dude, is incredibly tanky. If we look at this Gohan, man, I'm just going to tell you right now, man, they are going to be absolute mainstays on that grade 8 power team. Like, look at his leader skill, man. Are they going to up that to 150? Probably they will. But, like, this guy reduces damage by 40% if you've got a bunch of giant 8 power category allies on the team and a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy for 1 turn. He's massively lowering defense. He's got a pretty goddamn good link set as well. Like, this is going to be fun, right? And we can kind of start looking ahead to next year of what the celebration could look like. So you are definitely going to have the Dokkan Awakenings for those 2 units. And then again, potentially, the EZAs of like 3 of these guys and 3 of these guys. That's my humble prediction. I mean, we'll see what happens, right? Because again, just a couple of short years ago, they just got their, these guys just got their Dokkan Awakenings in 2020. But again, I mean, we'll see how it goes, right? But I think that is a pretty good place to just some food for thought here, right? So I think that one thing does need to be said is I've always been a big proponent of not going too crazy on these banners, not going too horribly ham on these banners. Because, hey, it's a blue coin banner, right? And if you are a free-to-play or a limited spender, you are definitely only summoning on red coin banners. Or on the rare occasion, a yellow coin banner. If it's a really, really hype unit, it's your favorite unit in the game, whatever, and you've saved up stones, or, you know, maybe this is the one time a year you spend or something like that. So, again, if you're a limited spender and stuff, I don't recommend you usually summon on these things. But with the advent of the Dragon Ball Heroes units getting their EZAs and looking at how busted they are, all 7 of these units are pretty busted. I mean, some more than others. I mean, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, for instance, the tech one, he is wild, dude. Baby Janemba, absolutely wild. I would even say the Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, dude, he's got this 50% chance to guard. He hardly needs it, right? You've got Toa, who gives, like, massive support. Super Saiyan 3 Gohan, if you get him a bunch of orbs, he can, like, reduce damage and, you know, hit, like, an 8 million attack stat. Like, he is crazy. All of these units, man, even Super Pycon is good. Boo Kid Babidi is really good for Super Battle Road. Every last one of those units is very, very good. So, next year's EZA, again, my prediction, more or less, is, so for next year, we've got the EZAs of probably Supreme Opie of Time, and then the Xeno Super Saiyan 3s. And then probably Cumber, Fu, and Golden Cooler would be my predictions for EZAs. But we'll see what happens, right? And then, of course, the Dokkan Awakenings for the Great Ape units, right? The Giant 8 Power Bardock and the Giant 8 Power Gohan, right? So let me know what you think of all of that in the comments below. Kind of getting back to my point earlier is I think that these banners, although maybe you still shouldn't go super ham on them, at the very least, they've got a little bit more value these days because the EZAs, right, are just so good, you know. But that does pose a problem here on Global, is if you're a short-time player, if you haven't been playing that long, good luck getting those units, dude. A 3% unfeatured rate, you have almost no shot of pulling these units. Any one of these units, these unfeatured cards, you've got no shot of. So hopefully you use those 3 discounted multis and you were able to pick up all of them, right? Because other than that, you were probably summoning on just the primary banner, you know, trying to get dupes for Trunks, trying to get dupes for Meki Kabura and that kind of thing, right? So, and then remember that this pool of units is just getting bigger and bigger every single year. All of these units are going to be in the unfeatured pool next year. So if you didn't rainbow them this year, it's going to be a very, very slim chance that you do so in the future, or even pull one more copy of them ever, right? Unless you're a mega whale. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, guys, and let me know what you think of all that. So again, I think we're going to have some pretty hype stuff coming in the future. One more thing before I go is, so here we are, just real quick, let's go over the timeline of events. So here was the September of 2016. We already went over the 2017. Let's go ahead and go to November of 18, right? So again, here are, this is what the celebration used to look like, right? It was just the banner. And then that was it. I mean, and then again, at this point, you've got EZAs, you've got Dokkan Awakenings going, you've got the virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash. But then you've got the 4-year anniversary. Let's go ahead and go to November because, we are in November already. Now, here we go. And then this is our very first story event for the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Celebration. I think the next step in the process is I think it's got to be Dokkan Fest or LR, or maybe both. Maybe a Dokkan Festival LR for a Dragon Ball Heroes unit. I could definitely see Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Gogeta being the headliner of next year, or maybe, and then you've got like a summonable UI Goku in the Grand Priest outfit. They seem to be about a year behind in terms of the actual promotional anime. I don't know why they do it that way. That's just the way that they seem to be doing it. But they're always about a year behind, right? But then we'll probably get the new version of Fu, whatever it is, like Super Mega God Fu. I forget his name. Always forget all their names. And then you've got the Super... What is it? The Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Control Evolution Blue Controlled Berserk Vegeta. That guy could probably come. I already mentioned Grand Priest UI Goku. Like, we've got a lot of hype coming in the upcoming Dragon Ball Heroes celebrations, but I think it is finally time for them to get off of the giving them a Dokkan event and just make them Dokkan Festival exclusives. I think that is kind of the next step in the process, and then maybe drop a Part 2 LR. That's what I think you do. If you want people to summon on these banners and stuff, I think that this is what you do, and then you maybe make a separate Blue Coin banner that has all of the other, units on it. So you've got a shot of pulling the units, right? But that is just my opinion. Let me know what you think of all that. Slap a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Later.